Konnichiwa guys, welcome back to Treasures for Trigger. This is Phil, a Kiwi in Japan. It's a Sunday afternoon and I'm feeling a bit nostalgic. I've received a couple of amazing deliveries today, and yeah, just wanted to share with you and share a few childhood memories with you. So let's get into it. It's all about these guys here, the WWF Superstars of Wrestling. The LJN series, I think maybe my favourite toy line as a kid. I didn't probably realise it until recently when I started to pick up the larger LJN figures, that the memories started flooding back for me about growing up watching wrestling in the late 80s and early 90s, and yeah, these wrestling figures definitely were a mainstay in the Trigger household for me and my younger brother. My father built us a mini wrestling ring for our LJNs, and we just absolutely adored it. As an adult collector, I've found myself getting really into the WWF Hasbros more so than the LJNs, but if I'm being perfectly honest, it is the LJNs which really tug at the heartstrings. Yeah, just lots and lots of memories, and not just with the bigger figures, actually with the bendies and with the thumb wrestlers as well. Yeah, we just had endless fun with wrestling figures growing up, taking them outside, putting them on the trampoline, and just great figures where you don't need an amazing setup. You can create your own Royal Rumbles, your tag team championships, and just endless amounts of fun. So picked up a couple of great things. I've got another figure to add to the larger LJN figures. I never thought I'd get into collecting the bigger LJNs because they are big and they take up a lot of space on the shelf, but I have now, looking over at my collection, I've probably got maybe a good dozen to 15 figures now. These are the more recent ones I've picked up. Iron Sheik in really nice condition. Corporal Kirchner I picked up from Torokan, the great wrestling store in Tokyo. I've got a video on that if you want to check that out. So yeah, but this figure here that I picked up today is a figure that I definitely remember having growing up. I remember, you know, imitating him as a kid, doing his pile driver move. That might give something away. On the trampoline with pillows, and probably not a great move to do with my younger brother. Yeah, this is just a figure which looked like it was in good condition. Okay, so Sunday memories, LJN, magnificent. So I picked up a Don the Rock Morocco. I need to clean his face up a little bit there. He's got a few smudges there, but magnificent Morocco on his shirt. It looks like it's still in pretty good shape. Often with the bums here, there's paint missing. But yeah, for me, this is one of the more iconic LJN figures, and one that I definitely remember bashing around a lot as a kid. Mine was probably a lot worse for wear by the end of playing with LJN. The LJN figures for us, you know, I went through stages with toys. I went through Transformers, I went through G.I. Joe, I went through Dino Riders, Ninja Turtles, but the wrestling figures sort of stuck around for much longer. I think just because we were really into the wrestling for a long time, watching it on TV, and your SummerSlams, your WrestleManias, well, we just couldn't get enough of it. And I definitely recall playing and wrestling with these figures while having the wrestling on the TV in the background. So absolutely fantastic, absolutely magnificent getting Don the Rock. Really happy to have him now in the collection. And now the next thing I got, probably I'm going to be putting this as very high up as possibly a highlight of my pickups of 2024. So it's got to be pretty good to make that list. I've managed to pick up a carded Wrestling Superstars Hillbilly Jim bendy. The card back, oh boy, the memories of seeing these in shop. And obviously it's not in perfect condition, but oh, just look at that, really cool. With the sticker there, the bubble's got a couple of wee dents in it, but yeah, you got your LJN there. Free WWF Championship belt buckle, see details on back.
Free WWF championship belt buckle. Hoo yeah! Now you can be the champion of your block with this replica of the official WWF Heavyweight Championship belt buckle. Offer expires March 31st, 1987. Oh yeah. Allow 6 to 8 weeks for delivery. Offer is good in the USA only. Ah, shit. Bugger that.
But yeah, you got your diorama there of the figures. You know, I probably don't give the bendies and the thumb wrestlers enough cred in terms of, you know, how much we actually enjoyed them. They're obviously much smaller and probably not so amazing on the shelf as the bigger LJNs, but again, something like this, you know, you'd get in a Christmas stocking or something like that. And Hillbilly Jim, just an absolute classic from 80s WWF wrestling. There were 16 bendies released by the looks of that. And, yeah, I definitely remember having a handful of these. I've only got Hulk Hogan in the collection so far, but I've decided, based on, you know, the nostalgia of these now, I think a goal for 2025 for me is actually going to be starting to pick up some of the bendies from LJN and some more of the thumb wrestlers as well. I'm not really a wrestling fan anymore, unfortunately, but I've got massive nostalgia for the golden era. So yeah, this is so cool. I'm so happy to get this carded Hillbilly Jim figure. What a way to kind of almost round out 2024 in terms of collecting. It's a first. Another thing I guess on a bucket list would be to get a carded larger LJN figure, but you know, this was only 4,000 yen, which I thought was an absolute steal. You know, it's not nearly in great condition, but you know, the opportunities to pick up something like this are very few and far between. Very cool. Anyway guys, I just wanted to share that with you, a couple of LJN buttes to add to the collection, and LJN memories. The longest lasting toy line I had as a kid. The toys that lasted the move. We moved cities when I was about 9 or 10. All of the other figures got sold off in garage sales, but we were still mad into wrestling, and so it was the wrestling figures that we kept. We put them in a box and they travelled to the other end of the South Island with us. Yeah, definitely an important part of my toy collecting life. And yeah, something to really aim for 2025 is I definitely want to get the Junkyard Dog as a thumb wrestler. I definitely remember having him. I remember giving my brother a couple of thumb wrestlers for a birthday present, and I wrote him an apology letter, basically saying sorry that I bought him such small size wrestling figures. I remember my parents intercepting that letter and having a bit of a chuckle over the detailed letter I'd sent to my brother, apologising for the small scale wrestling figures that I was giving to him for his birthday. But oh man, just so many great memories growing up in New Zealand with WWF wrestling. Alright guys, that's me on a Sunday afternoon, just reminiscing about the good old days of wrestling. A couple of great pickups. If you want to check out some more wrestling, I've got a couple of videos now where I've hit the big wrestling store in Tokyo, Budokan. Some great wrestling nostalgia there as well. Alright guys, that's been enough for me. Ho! This has been Phil, a Kiwi in Japan, and we will see you next time. Bye.